California, the land of golden beaches, glittering cities, and endless sunshine. But when the lights dim and the ocean winds rise, the Golden State shows its darker side. Here, mansions whisper with the voices of their tragic pasts. Theaters echo with unseen applause, and hotels house guests who never checked out. Tonight, we're peeling back the glamour to reveal the shadows. From Hollywood's haunted streets to abandoned homes in forgotten valleys. These are the places where California's ghosts still wander, and where you might cross paths with them if you're not careful. 1. The Moss Beach Distillery, Moss Beach. Along the cliffs overlooking the Pacific Ocean north of Half Moon Bay stands the Moss Beach Distillery, a restaurant with a reputation for one particularly persistent spirit. During Prohibition in the 1920s, the place thrived as a speakeasy, a hidden stop for rum runners and revelers. But one woman's tragic story turned it into a haunt. She is known as the Blue Lady. Legend says she was a young woman who fell in love with a married man, meeting him secretly at the distillery. When their affair ended in heartbreak and some say violence, she died on the cliffs below. Ever since, her ghost has wandered the building and shoreline. Patrons describe seeing a woman in a flowing blue dress gliding through the dining room. Sometimes she appears in mirrors, her reflection visible even when no one is standing there. Staff claim to hear the clink of glasses and soft laughter long after closing, as though parties from the past still echo through the walls. The Blue Lady's presence is playful but unnerving. Guests have felt gentle taps on their shoulders, silverware moving across tables, and even a cold hand brushing against theirs as they dine. Outside, on the fog-drenched cliffs, some have seen her figure standing at the edge before dissolving into the mist. The Moss Beach Distillery may offer fine food and ocean views, but those who visit are never alone. The Blue Lady still keeps her vigil, bound to the cliffs and the secrets she could never leave behind. 2. Hotel del Coronado, San Diego. Perched along the Pacific coastline, the Hotel del Coronado looks like something from a fairy tale, its iconic red-turreted roof gleaming in the California sun. But behind its grand Victorian charm lies one of the state's most enduring ghost stories. In 1892, a young woman named Kate Morgan checked into the hotel alone. Days later, she was found dead on the steps leading to the beach, a gunshot wound to her head. The official report called it suicide, but rumors swirled of foul play. Ever since, guests have claimed Kate never truly checked out. She is most often seen on the 3rd floor, where her room once was. Guests have reported the flicker of a shadowy female figure drifting down the hallway, the smell of perfume lingering where no one stands, and a sudden chill that makes the skin crawl. Some say she peers out of windows, her gaze fixed on the restless ocean waves. Staff members tell stories of lights flickering on and off, televisions turning themselves on, and objects moving mysteriously in locked rooms. Paranormal investigators have captured whispered voices calling out names and faint sobs echoing across the halls. To this day, Kate Morgan is remembered as the beautiful stranger of the Hotel del Coronado. And if you stay in her room or even walk past it, you might feel the weight of her sorrowful presence, watching, waiting, lingering in the sea air. 3. The Mission San Miguel, San Miguel. Nestled in the quiet town of San Miguel, this Spanish mission, founded in 1797, appears serene from the outside. But its history is soaked in violence and death, making it one of California's most haunted historic sites. In 1848, the mission was the scene of a brutal massacre. Bandits seeking gold killed the priest, travelers, and settlers staying within its walls. The bloodshed was so great that locals say the spirits of the murdered never found peace. Today, visitors to the mission report ghostly figures in priestly robes drifting through the chapel, their faces pale and sorrowful. Others have seen shadowy shapes lingering near the old cemetery, or heard phantom bells tolling in the night. Some even claim to hear screams echoing across the courtyard, as though the massacre is still replaying itself centuries later. Paranormal teams describe the mission as oppressive, with sudden drops in temperature and equipment malfunctioning in the same spots again and again. Tour guides have reported being followed by unseen footsteps, and a few have even fled in fear after feeling a hand grip their shoulder, though no one was there. The mission San Miguel is more than a sacred place. It is a scar carved into California's history. Stand too long in its chapel, and you may wonder if the prayers whispered there are for the living or for the dead. 4. The Cecil Hotel, Los Angeles. Few places in California carry such a grim reputation as the Cecil Hotel. Built in 1924 in downtown Los Angeles, it was once intended as a grand destination for travelers. Instead, it became infamous for death, violence, and mysteries that still haunt its walls. The hotel earned the nickname Hotel of Death after decades of suicides, murders, and notorious residents including serial killers Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker, and Jack Unterweger. Guests and staff alike tell of dark presences that seem to stalk the hallways. Doors slam shut on their own, elevators move between floors without anyone inside, and shadows flicker in the corners of rooms. One of the most chilling modern stories tied to the Cecil is that of Elisa Lam. In 2013, she was found dead in the rooftop water tank after behaving strangely in an elevator footage that has become one of the internet's most disturbing mysteries. Many believe the hotel itself harbors a malevolent energy that contributed to her death. Visitors describe overwhelming dread as they walk its halls, a suffocating sense that the building itself is alive and aware. Some claim to see shadowy figures pacing the rooftop at night, or hear whispers echoing through the stairwells. The Cecil isn't just haunted, it's cursed. Step inside, and you'll feel it instantly, a heaviness in the air, as though hundreds of tragedies have soaked into the walls, never letting go. 5. Bodie Ghost Town, Bodie. High in the Sierra Nevada sits Bodie, a once booming gold rush town that now lies in ruins, frozen in time. What remains are weathered wooden buildings, rusted mining equipment, and streets that feel eerily empty but far from lifeless. Locals and visitors speak of Bodie's infamous curse. According to legend, anyone who removes so much as a nail or rock from the town will be plagued by bad luck until the item is returned. Park rangers receive countless letters each year from people begging to send back stolen artifacts, claiming they've suffered accidents, illnesses, and tragedies since their visit. But there's more than just a curse. Visitors have reported seeing ghostly miners wandering the empty streets, lanterns glowing faintly in the dark. Some describe peering into old saloons or homes and seeing faces staring back from behind cracked glass, only for the rooms to be empty when entered. Photographers claim strange misty shapes appear in their photos, even on clear days. And children's laughter is often heard near the old schoolhouse, though the town has been deserted for decades. Bodie is more than preserved history. It feels like a town waiting for its people to return. And when you walk its silent streets, the crunch of gravel beneath your boots may not be the only footsteps you hear. 6. Alcatraz Island, San Francisco. The infamous prison of Alcatraz looms in San Francisco Bay, its stone walls battered by salt air and time. once home to some of America's most dangerous criminals, including Al Capone and Machine Gun Kelly. The prison became a symbol of isolation and despair. But when the last inmates left in 1963, something stayed behind. Guards and prisoners alike reported strange occurrences even while the prison was active. In cell block D, known as the Hole, inmates endured solitary confinement in pitch-black cells. Many claimed to hear whispers in the dark or see glowing eyes staring at them from the corners. One prisoner even screamed through the night that a creature with glowing red eyes was attacking him. By morning, he was dead strangled, though no one else was in the cell. Visitors today report icy drafts sweeping through closed corridors, the clanging of cell doors slamming shut on their own, and phantom footsteps pacing along the tiers. Some hear the faint strum of a banjo drifting across the halls. Perhaps the ghost of Capone, who spent his last days at Alcatraz playing the instrument in the prison showers. Tour guides say Alcatraz carries a weight unlike anywhere else, a heaviness of desperation, rage, and death that lingers in the air. Walk the crumbling halls after dark, and you may feel the eyes of men long gone still watching from behind their rusted bars. 7. The Whaley House, San Diego. On the outside, the Whaley House looks like a quaint two-story Greek revival home, but locals call it the most haunted house in California, and some even say in the entire United States. Built in 1857 by Thomas Whaley, the house carries a history steeped in tragedy and blood. The land it was built on was once the site of public executions. One man, Yankee Jim Robinson, was hanged there in 1852 for attempted theft. Visitors report hearing heavy boots stomping across the wooden floors and deep, rasping breaths echoing in the halls, sounds many believe belong to Yankee Jim himself. The Whaley family, too, seems unable to leave. Guests and staff alike have seen the apparition of Thomas Whaley, a stern figure watching from the upper landing. Anna Whaley, his wife, is often spotted in the garden or drifting quietly through the parlor. The cries of a baby believed to be the Whaley's child who died in infancy are sometimes heard in the dead of night. Tour guides speak of cold spots that hang like invisible curtains, doors that lock themselves, and windows that rattle violently without cause. One visitor claimed she felt a hand press firmly against her shoulder, only to turn and find no one there. The Whaley House may look like a museum, but step inside and you'll sense it immediately. The building isn't just preserving history, it's reliving it. And sometimes, it wants you to be part of it. 8. The Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel, Los Angeles. In the heart of Hollywood, the Roosevelt Hotel stands as a monument to glamour. Opened in 1927, it hosted the first Academy Awards and welcomed movie stars of the Golden Age. But behind the polished chandeliers and red carpets lurk spirits who never left the spotlight. Guests have reported seeing the ghost of Marilyn Monroe, who lived at the hotel during her early career. Her reflection is said to appear in a mirror once housed in her suite, her gaze distant, her presence fleeting as mist. In the Blossom Ballroom, where the Oscars once glittered, phantom music swells, and ghostly figures waltz across the empty floor. Other stars remain bound here, too. The spirit of actor Montgomery Clift is said to haunt room 928. Guests who stay there claim to hear a trumpet playing softly in the dark, the sound of pacing footsteps, and the weight of an unseen presence sitting at the edge of their bed. Staff whisper about cold spots that drift like invisible shadows, about elevators that open on empty floors, and voices that murmur just beyond the range of understanding. Paranormal teams describe the Roosevelt as a building layered with time, each era still replaying itself within its walls. Stand in its glowing lobby long enough, and you might feel the past brush past you, a place where fame fades but spirits stay, forever trapped in Hollywood's eternal performance. 9. Winchester Mystery House, San Jose. Imagine a mansion built like a labyrinth, with staircases that lead to ceilings, doors that open into walls, and hallways that spiral into nowhere. This is the Winchester Mystery House, designed by Sarah Winchester, widow of the rifle magnate, believing she was cursed by the spirits of those killed by the Winchester rifle. Sarah built her home not for comfort but to confuse the dead. Construction went on for 38 years, day and night, with no master plan. The result is a house that feels alive, shifting with every creak of wood and flicker of candlelight. Visitors describe footsteps following them through endless corridors, or faint knocks echoing from locked rooms. Paranormal investigators claim Sarah's ghost still roams the house. She is often seen in the seance room, where she supposedly communicated with the spirits that guided her bizarre construction. Cold drafts sweep through the halls without warning, and the faint sound of hammering still rattles the walls, though the workmen are long gone. Legends say the spirits trapped within are restless, their confusion mirrored in the home's twisted design. Guests report feeling lost even when they know the way out, as if the house itself wants to keep them inside. Would you wander a place built for the dead at the Winchester Mystery House? Every corner might be a dead end or a doorway to something that still waits in the shadows. 10. The Queen Mary, Long Beach. Docked in Long Beach. The RMS Queen Mary is more than just a retired ocean liner, it's a floating graveyard of restless souls. Launched in 1936, she carried celebrities, soldiers, and immigrants across the Atlantic before becoming a troop ship during World War II. Her decks saw glamour, but they also saw death, and when she was permanently docked in California, her spirit stayed aboard. Step inside her engine room, and you'll feel the temperature plummet. This is where a young sailor was crushed to death by a watertight door during a training drill. Visitors report hearing pounding on the steel bulkheads and cries for help that echo through the empty chamber. In the first-class pool, now drained and silent, people see wet footprints appear across the tiles. A ghostly woman in a vintage swimsuit has been spotted diving into a pool that no longer holds water. Some even hear the laughter of children, though none are aboard. Cabin B340 is so notorious it was sealed off for decades. Guests who stayed reported blankets being ripped off, lights flickering violently, and voices whispering in the dark. Today, it's open again for those daring enough to spend the night. The Queen Mary may be anchored, but her hauntings still drift like fog over the decks. Walk her hallways after midnight, and you'll wonder whether the ship ever truly stopped sailing. California's ghosts whisper in the shadows, but they are far from the only ones. Across America, prisons groan with unseen footsteps. Hotels harbor guests who never left, and forgotten cemeteries breathe with restless voices. This journey ends here, but the next will lead us somewhere darker, somewhere closer than you think. Stay with us, like, comment, and subscribe, because the next haunting may already be waiting for you.